Coach Aubrey here. I'm going to go through 3 different deadlift variations in this video. The conventional deadlift, the sumo deadlift, and the Romanian deadlift. These 3 are different variations, and so you're going to have to tweak your form just a little bit on each one. So I'm going to break it down for you and compare the 3 just so you can do these safely and comfortably when you take them into the gym. Beginning with the conventional deadlift. And so this one's pretty technical, and being a longer person like myself, I tend to struggle with this one the most, and really I have to concentrate on this so that I clear my knees with the bar by shifting my hips back. And it's really important to note on this movement that you want to keep your spine neutral. So what does that mean? It doesn't mean you stick your butt out on the way down. You'll see a lot of people do that. You want to actually have your hips tucked, and you want to think about your spine being straight, not swayed, but straight. So think about that through this whole movement. You want to take your feet about hip width apart, and I want to note that you want to be able to ground in all 4 corners of your feet. So you'll notice I'm barefoot. I love lifting barefoot for this purpose. If you're in a gym, you're not allowed to do that. Go ahead, get some flat bottoms just so you can really ground on all 4 corners. So you're going to have your hands right outside of your legs. You're going to bend your knees and shift your hips back so that you can clear your knees with the bar. Make sure you're even on the bar. And then you're going to bring it up all in one motion. You also want to make sure that your knees are following your toes. So don't let your knees cave in. Make sure your knees are following your toes all the way down. Go as far as you can, come back up. And you'll notice my spine is staying neutral. So I'm not trying to sway my back or bend over too far. I imagine that there is an imaginary line that I'm taking the bar straight up and straight down by bending my knees, letting them follow my toes, and keeping my spine neutral. And this is a full body movement, and it puts a lot of pressure on your central nervous system. So I wouldn't try to do 3 different deadlift variations in one setting. Just a side note. Now for the sumo. So this one's gonna hit the adductors a little more. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take your feet a lot wider. Remember that neutral spine. And when you think about this movement, think of it more as a squat. So you keep your spine upright and think about going straight down and straight up. But the tricky part is you need to make sure those knees follow your toes. So don't let them cave in. Keep pushing them out. That's gonna give you room to clear your knees with the bar, keeping your spine up. Go as deep as you can. And then in all 4 corners of your feet, push yourself back up. So I'm going to demonstrate. And then you're going to have your hands close together. Measure so you're right in the center of the bar. Going to come straight up. You can squeeze your glutes at the top if you want. Take those knees wide, straight down. Straight up, straight down. And you should feel a stretch in your adductors at the bottom. And just imagine those pulling you out of the hole. So again, this is a full body workout. And you can think of it more as a squat. And now for the final one, the Romanian deadlift. My personal favorite. I have a hard time finding compound exercises that really target my hamstrings and my glutes. This one does it for me. So I'm going to share it with you. So on this one, like we did with the conventional deadlift, you're going to think about shifting your hips back and just grazing your shins with the bar. So keep that spine neutral as always, but you're gonna hinge a lot further at your hips. So from the side, this is how it's gonna look. You're gonna shift the hips back and graze your shins with the bar before you come back up. And just imagine that imaginary line. So you wanna keep the bar in a straight line from top to bottom the best you can. On this one, you want your feet, again, about shoulder width distance. And what I do is I don't take my toes super wide. I have them slightly out to the sides, just so it gives my knees a little room. But you don't need to have them turned way out. So have them facing a little more forward. You want to keep your knees soft, but try not to bend them too far. So what I do first is I go down and I pick up the bar. Make sure it's even. Now if you have weight on the bar, you might want to do a couple warm-up sets without any weight first, just to get a feel for it. Because what you're going to have to do is go ahead and get into position, grab the bar, and go straight into doing your deadlift. So keeping a spine neutral, You're gonna graze the front of your shins by shifting your hips back as far as you can. Then you're gonna come back up, squeeze at the top. Don't lock your knees out, that's important. Come down till you feel a stretch in your hamstrings. And then imagine your hamstrings pulling you out of the hole. Squeeze at the top. You might feel this in your lower back a little bit, but if you can keep your mind on your hamstrings and your glutes, you're gonna feel it a lot more there. You're gonna make that connection. And try to go a little deeper each time. Use your breath. Breathe in on the way down and out on the way up. And that's how you do a Romanian deadlift. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Got more coming. If you want to contact me directly, you can always reach me through Instagram, The Body Sculpting Coach, or through my Facebook at Aubrey Whitley. Until then, have fun, be safe, and enjoy your lifts.